Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Grace Tiner Vasa from Group 16 with the topic of Master Budget. But for today, we will going to focus in tackling direct material purchases budget and direct labor budget. So for the problem number 1 and 2, Appleful Company makes canned apple juice. Provide the direct material purchases budget for the year end 2019. If it takes 4 pounds of apple to make 1 can of apple juice and apple cost is $1.75 per pound. So after providing the material purchases, give also the direct labor budget for the year end 2019. Hours to manufacture canned apple juice is 0.05 and labor cost per hour is $10. So in this slide, this is the solution on how we will going to compute the direct material purchases budget. So we will be needing the production budget that my core member provided to me for us to be able to solve this. So units to be produced, quarter 1 is 1,500, 2 is 4,000, quarter 3 6,000, quarter 4 8,000 with a total of 19,500, and this is from the production budget itself. So raw materials needed per unit is 4 pounds that is given on the previous slide. So production needs, to compute this one, we will going to multiply the units to be produced, which is the 1,500 for quarter 1, and the raw materials needed per unit, which is 4 pounds. So 1,500 times 4 pounds is equals to 6,000. And after that, we will going to add the desired ending inventory for the raw materials. So we will going to assume that company doesn't have an indirect materials for us to be able to compute it easily. So direct materials is equals to raw materials. So for example, in the quarter 1, I assume that 3,000 is the desired ending inventory. So 6,000 plus 3,000, which will be 9,000, and that is our total needs. So after getting the total needs, we will going to less it to beginning inventory of raw materials. So that is also in the production budget. On the quarter 1, it's 1,500. So 9,000 minus 1,500 is 7,500. And as you can see, the raw materials to be purchased is lower than the desired ending inventory, which is the total needs of the company. So we already have the raw materials to be purchased, and we will be needing also to get the cost of the raw materials to be purchased. So on the previous slide, the cost is $1.75. So we will just multiply it to the raw materials to be purchased, which is 7,500. So for the quarter 1, we will come up to the total of $13,125. So we will just going to do the same thing on the quarter 2. Units to be purchased is 4,000 times 4 equals 16,000. Add the desired ending inventory that we assume, which is 10,000, is equals to 26,000 less the beginning inventory from production budget, which is 1,000, and that will come up to 25,000 times the $1.75 cost of raw materials per pound, and that will be 43,750. So for the quarter 3 and quarter 4, it's still the same process. We will just multiply the units to be produced with the raw materials needed per unit to get the production needs, and we will add the desired ending inventory to get the total needs, and subtract the beginning inventory to get the raw materials to be purchased, and multiply the cost of raw materials per pound to get the cost of raw materials to be purchased in the end of the quarter. So the total at the end of year 2019 is units to be produced 19,500, multiplied by 4 is 78,000, times 28,000, which is the ending inventory for the quarter 4, is equals to 135 135,000. So after that, we will going to subtract $135,000 to the beginning inventory of quarter one, which is 1,500, and that will be 134,500. So your total will be $228,375 at the end of 2019. Next is the direct labor budget. So the units to be produced will be from the production budget itself again. So quarter one is 1,500. So the direct labor hours per unit is on the given on the previous slide, which is 0.05, and that is actually equivalent to 3 minutes. How we get 3 minutes? 0.05 times 60 seconds is equals to 3 minutes. So to get the total direct labor hours needed on this one, 1,500 multiplied to 0.05 is equals to 75. And to get the direct labor cost, we will just going to multiply the 75 to $10, which is the direct labor cost per hour that was given on the previous slide. So if you multiply it, it will be a total of $750. So that is just the same to quarter 2, 3, and 4, and also the total to get the year end direct labor costs of this company. So just get first the units to be produced from production budget and multiply it to direct labor hours per unit to get the total direct labor hours needed, and multiply it to direct labor cost per hour to get the budget direct labor cost. So on the next slide, this is the problem 3 and 4. Provide the direct material purchases budget for the year end 2020 if it takes 3 pounds of apple to make 1 can of apple juice and apple cost is $1.25 per pound. And after providing the material purchases, give also the direct labor budget for the year end 2020. Hours to manufacture canned apple juice is 0.05 and labor cost per hour is $12. So this is just the same on the problem number 1 and 2. It's just that the given or the value is different. So we will still be needing the production budget since to start the direct labor, the direct materials purchases, we need the units to be produced per quarter. So for the quarter one, it's 9,000, and the raw materials needed per units is 3 pounds that was given. So we will multiply it, and it will come up to $27, 27,000 rather, production needs. And we will going to add a desired ending inventory, which is also again I assume only, which is 20,000 to get the total needs of 47,000. And after that, we will going to subtract it to the beginning inventory that was given in the production budget, which is 1,800. That will come up the total of raw materials to be purchased of 45,200. And after that, we will be needing to get the cost of raw materials per pound, which is $1.25 as per the previous given. So if we multiply it to 45,200, that will come up to our total of 56,500 for the quarter one. For the quarter two, it's $113,500. Quarter three, $27,500. And for the quarter four, it's 44,750. And our direct material purchases budget the year end 2020 is $242 and 250. So for the next problem, So the next problem is we will just going to provide a direct labor budget for the year end 2021. So average to manufacture canned apple juice is 0.05 and labor cost per hour is $15. So again, 0.05 is equivalent to 3 minutes. So units to be produced, I just assume this one. It's 11,000 for quarter one, quarter two is 15,000, three is 23,000, and for quarter four is 31,000. So we will just going to multiply it to 0.05, which is the hours to manufacture the canned apple juice. So that will bring our quarter one total direct labor hours needed to 550. And we will going to multiply it to the direct labor cost per hour of $15 that was given above. And if we multiply it, the budget direct labor costs will be 8,250 for quarter one. For quarter two, it's 11,250. For quarter three, it's 17,250. For quarter four, it's 23,250 with a total of 60,000 for the year end 2021. So that's all for this specific topic, which is direct materials purchases budget and direct labor budget. And I do hope that you guys learn with regards on how to solve this specific budget. And that's all. Thank you guys for listening.